Well, if it isn't my dear partners.
That voice! It's Navia!
I didn't expect to run into you guys here today. Are you headed somewhere?
How about you, Navia? Are you...
We've wrapped up most of the rebuilding, but... stocking up on materials, confirming construction timelines, discussing compensation terms with families affected by... Well, though the victims have received relief payments from the court, our financial situation right now isn't the best. So all we've been doing is, though just pieces of paper now, they demonstrate our commitment.
Whoa! Spoken like a true president!
Oh, you bet. Between that and all the other errands I have to run at the So before I came over this time, I took a page from Malusa's book and decided to make a list of it. And then, since Malus loved, but after running a few errands in the city...
That does sound like you, alright.
Oh, wanted to...
Let Paimon see! Wait! This looks like a piece of...
The first one has to do with confirming the final...
Okay, Paimon can definitely...
Thank you for... I thought that as long as I understood my shorthand when I came...
Well, now you know for next time.
Anyway, I should have already taken care of most of the things on the list. There are still a few symbols that I can't... Worst comes to worst, I'll just make another trip.
Ah, so you're going to head back now?
Yep, that's the plan. Oh, actually, since you said you don't have any plans, right? So we can just catch a boat and head over.
It's a bit sudden, but Paimon doesn't see why not. What do you...
Then let's go. We'll take a boat over.
Oh, you mean the Aquabus, right? Like the Clementine line?
Oh, sorry. I meant our own boat. The Aquabus doesn't have a station near Poisson, so we'll use one of the Spina's boats. All right, follow me. I'll take you there. The engineer is still doing a few...
So, Paimon has always wanted to ask. The 3 Aquabus lines are all named after people in your family, right?
Yeah, that's right. Callus and Navia are self-explanatory, while Clementine was the name that my mother went by.
If you provided the Mora to build the lines, then why isn't there even a Spina di Rosula built all the lines, yet you still have...
Well, what I heard is that most of our businesses don't actually use Poisson as a hub. So you are right that it is a bit strange, though. If you've already
Yeah, that's what Paimon's saying!
Well, it is what it is. You know what my father was like. Even I often struggled to figure out... But that would only be the case if he cared about what others thought. My father was always really stubborn. Once he made up his mind, good luck getting him to change it. From what I've heard, the rights of all the other members of the Spina only went as far as giving him advice or suggestions.
Huh. Well, that explains why you weren't on the greatest of terms with him.
Yeah, because I wouldn't just let him keep getting his way. He was just...
Boss, the boat's ready. We can...
All right, then let's head out. It'll be a while before we get to Poisson. Let's keep talking.
Navia, what was your mother like as a person? Oh, Paimon, sorry. She totally forgot that you...
That's all right. I've heard many stories about her from the rest of the Spina. They've always said that they were sure we would have gotten along. While my papa was stiff like a board, my mother was supposedly super cheerful and funny. Their complementary personalities allowed them to make up for each other's... My father would run the businesses and expand our reach, while my mother would keep the peace and make sure that everyone was...
Sounds like they were not just a well-matched couple, but fantastic business partners as well.
Yeah, but those are just stories and anecdotes after all. But sometimes I'd still look at the Clementine line and wonder, Would the Spina and Poisson still be what they are today had my Silver once said that a name is a kind of inscription, a way to etch a memory into the world. So I will always associate the line with her in my heart. Over the past few weeks, I've also begun to appreciate how water can take in and hold our most intense feelings and memories, as I've lost many beloved people and memories to the sea. Even though I cannot stop for them and must continue to keep moving, the fact won't change that they existed in my life and gave me the reason and motivation to move forward. Always. But no matter what, we can't change the past. But I tell myself that I need to keep looking. Besides, I'm the president of Spina di Rosula. I've got to keep my chin up. We've reached the shore. Let's go. I'll show you the new Poisson.
Navia, do you think she's doing all right? Okay, Paimon supposes you're right. She's really been through a lot. It couldn't have been...
Boss, you're back! Traveler and Paimon, welcome back to Poisson.
Oh, hey! Fancy seeing you again, Florent.
Hey, I can totally take care of myself. We did hand over some of Melusa's old responsibilities to Florent, though. It's been really nice.
Thank you for the compliment, boss. As you see, I've been working closely with the boss on rebuilding Poisson. Mr. Melus was an extremely capable and respected member of the Spina.
All right. There's no need to be so formal. Everyone's practically old friends by now. Were you waiting here for me? Did we manage to make any progress?
Yeah, we contacted a sculptor about the job, but they can't get started on sourcing a correctly sized block without knowing the design that we want to use.
You're commissioning a statue?
So basically, we've been meaning to commission a statue of my parents in commemoration of everything they've done for the Spina and the town of Poisson. But since my father was known as Callus the Unfaithful for the longest time, but now that his name has been cleared, and the town is also being rebuilt...
The funds to build the statue were freely donated by the people of Poisson to show their appreciation for Miss Clementine and Mr. Callus and everything they did.
Me? I'm just the newbie president that's running around and causing everyone trouble. Maybe we can have this conversation again in a few decades. Once I've...
Hey, there's no need to be so humble.
I agree wholeheartedly. I also believe that Boss should have a place on the statue.
Hey, if you keep inflating my ego like this, I might just float off into the sky with my... Just kidding. There's no way that I'd accept that kind of compliment at face value. At a minimum, I'd have to match what my father did for the people. Thanks for the vote of confidence. I just don't think I'm ready yet. Anyway, Florent, now it's up to...
We can ask the sculptor to start looking for a good block once we've decided on the poses for Miss Clementine and Mr. Callus. But we haven't had any real discussions yet on the possible designs. I feel like I should get a few promising designs first, and then send them over to you to review.
There's no need for all that. Let's decide on a design right now. Hey, you! Come over here with me. Modeling a few poses, of course. Here, just pretend to be Callus, and...
That's...
Didn't you say on the boat that Callus and Clementine sounded like great partners? Well, then there's no one better to fill. Florent, let's grab some rep.
You've got it, boss. I'll go get the camera.
Well, what do you think? Got any ideas? Well, I've actually discussed it a bit with Florent before, but I could never come up with any fresh or original ideas. It's probably because my idea of them is already kind of set in stone. So, I want to pick your brain for a bit and see if you can come up with some new and interesting ideas.
I'm all good here, boss. Feel free to start posing whenever.
Ah, by that, do you mean as if we were standing on a boat and looking out at the sea? Sure, let's give that a try.
Whoa, you really remind Paimon of a captain and their first mate!
Look over there, my dear Clementine. As you can see, every tree on that island is dripping with mora fruit.
But there's something off with the composition. This pose makes Mr. Callus look too tall next to the lady.
Oh, I see what you mean. Then let's swap.
Well, Paimon is a fan. A statue like this would look fantastic on a boat.
Wait, but we can't do that. Very few people would see the statue if we were to put it on a boat. This statue is meant to be placed in the town.
But then, since we're putting it in the town, the whole point of the pose would be lost.
Oh, okay. We'll try to think of something else.
Imposing, huh? Oh, I've got it. Let's try this.
This pose! It makes me recall Spina di Rosula's glorious golden age.
But isn't Clementine's pose a bit too bold and heroic? Was she really that kind of person? If we were to stick with this pose, maybe people would wonder if she was actually the real boss.
Well, tabloids did indeed speculate as much back in the day, but the Spina pulled a few strings and made both the report and the journalist,
Oh, Paimon was just kidding! Please don't make Paimon disappear.
What Florent meant was that we asked the journalist to choose a new alias. You're right, though, that this may not accurately represent the image of her in our hearts. Let's try to come up with something else. A happy pose? You mean...
with all
Would we even be able to tell what...
Yeah, and that'd probably be a
Could one of you try... that actually sounds... we tried a bunch of different ideas, but...
Oh, don't worry. We still got a lot of reference shots out of the session, and each of them can be considered to be a souvenir in their own right. Man, if I knew I was going to do a photo shoot with the Traveler, I would have prepared a lot of outfits and props ahead of time. Oh, outfits! Oh, that's the errand I forgot back in the city. Do either of you still remember that?
Oh, Paimon remembers her. She was the one that we met while investigating Miss...
Yes, that's exactly who I'm talking about. So, after the case, she was finally willing to talk to me. And I said that it's fine, but young children are not allowed to join the Spina. She will just have to wait a few years, and then we'll welcome her with open arms. But how could I get her to believe that I meant what I said? In the end, I came up, but I got so busy and distracted in the city that I forgot to pick the uniform up.
Don't worry, boss. I can send someone to pick it up right away.
On the matter of the statue, we should still come...
We could have just done that from the start. Yeah, you're right. They'll have some value as souvenirs at least.
Navia! Florent, guess who's back?
Huh?
Oh, well, if it isn't Coulter. Back already from the Fortress of Merope?
That's right. After I got out, I immediately made a beeline back to Poisson. You'd say that familiar. You wouldn't believe how much I've missed Melissa's grilled fish.
It's good to have you back, Coulter. You look.
And this guy is?
Ah, let me introduce you. This is Coulter, another of Spina di Rosula's members. But looking at it now, it was probably another one of Marcel's
Wait, Mr. Marcel?
Have you not heard anything at all about the water from the
Well, I know that Fontaine got flooded, but then the water levels miraculously receded.
Oh, looks like we'll have to explain everything from the top. First things first, let me introduce you to these two. They're my most trusted partners, and they've been with me through.
Oh, nice to meet you. I don't recall Navia ever generously.
Yeah, we are indeed pretty amazing. But we've been cool since before we even met her. Wait, now you suddenly resist taking a dig at Paimon?
Nice. Spina di Rosula always seems to attract great people. Oh, that reminds me.
Coulter, a lot of things happened while you were gone.
They lost their lives, keeping me safe during the flood.
What did you say? This isn't some kind of morbid welcome home prank, right?
I'm sorry, but
Luce and Melissa. Luce. I was planning to give him a surprise.
Hey, keep it.
Malus and Coulter were friends for many years, and even served on many missions together.
let's sit down somewhere, so I can tell you everything that has happened while you were gone.
Okay. All of this, it's unbelievable. I can't believe that.
I think you and I both feel the same way about the profound tragedy of Melusa's loss.
I thought Mr. Marcel would always stand by the Spina. It's unconscionable to have received all.
The good news is that the Confrérie of Cabriere is no more. Gone with them. We finally closed the curtain on that long struggle.
Are you sure? But if Marcel wanted to rebel against us, he probably sent word in secret to
Rome who?
Not an.
Florent should remember him. You see, there was once a major and Romeu was the leader of the faction that thought such a vast sum of mora would be better spent. But Mr. Callis believed that an opportunity to collaborate with the court of Fontaine and the Fontaine Research Institute was hard to come by. Not only would the Aquabus be a good business investment, it would also boost our reputation among the general populace. But the two couldn't come to an agreement. Romeu ended up taking a lot of people with him when he left Spino di...
And with Papa's stubbornness, I can definitely imagine how it might.
And of course, when he was suffering the slings and arrows of outrageous injustice, those relationships that he spent a fortune to build.
Yeah, you could say it was the price he paid for...
Oh, that's a good point. If Callis was really as stubborn as...
Oh yeah, it eventually became a thing that just happened on every day that ended with Y. He used to be a lot better with taking counsel, with him listening to our... But on the matter of the Aquabus, even Ms. Clementine completely stood by Mr. Cal...
I never knew. But
I think the Aquabus was just the straw that broke the camel's back. They believed that Miss Clementine lost her ability to serve as an impartial mediator when she...
so they thought she had betrayed them? But that doesn't make any sense. before she was their mediator.
Yeah, but to them, even taking a side was betrayal enough. They felt like the... Of course, Ms. Clementine then passed away, and Mr. Callis began to regard the...
So that's what happened.
From that point on, Romeu and his people cut ties with the Spina. Perhaps they've regarded us as enemies ever since they left. But even so, there is...
I've also heard that they aren't in a good financial position, so they've been lying low for a while.
I think Coulter's got a point. Both Marcel and Romeu had my father in their sights for a very long time. Even though Marcel's faction has been dissolved, we still don't know anything about Romeu's with how distracted and vulnerable...
Good thinking, boss. We should keep an eye on them at all times. I'll let my men know right away.
Thank you for that, Florent. And Coulter.
Don't worry, it's nothing. I've heard so many incredulous things to...
In that case, why don't we go back to... Want to come with me again, you two?
Of course.
Then let's go! Paimon feels like a lot's hinging on this visit.
We really...
Are we not taking the boat this time?
It's nice to walk from time to time, isn't it? Think of it as something like a hiking trip. Once we're there, we can stay a few days before we return.
Sounds good. I haven't walked this road in a long time.
Well, we've walked far enough for now. Since we're out for a walk.
I've grown old, so I'm not as fit as...
Well, Paimon thinks you're...
Back in the days before the aquabus lines were built, we often had to hike north. Malus and I must have traveled this way hundreds of times. When we were tired, we would lay... The Spina was still on the rise back then. Mr. Callis was generous, and everyone had the chance. And now, in the blink of an eye, the aquabus lines have been built. Oh, I know. I was just being a little nostalgic.
Then let's stay here a bit longer.
Oh, is this another chance to try some of Navia's macarons? Paimon's been dreaming of them.
Yep, I figured you wouldn't say no to a few more. Oh, wait. Let me check if I have all the ingredients. Seems like we're all out of flour and sugar. But, would you?
We should contribute to making the macaron too! Don't worry, we cook out in the wild all the time.
Oh, that's great. Then I'll leave the ingredient gap.
Then I'll go look for some boxes nearby for,
Great. Then I'll prep the stove. How did it go? You've all done your part.
Whoa, these macarons look and taste...
Boss's baking skills have always been famous. Everyone...
Oh, it's just...
Have you two seriously never considered joining us? You're so close to the boss, and she obviously trusts you with all her heart. Was it that obvious? I just thought you would be a great fit, that's all.
You just happened to walk in on our little... Adventurers never stay in one place for long. The name of Spina... Besides, after everything we've been through together, I'm sure our hearts would remain intertwined even
Even if Paimon was far beyond the horizon... horizon, she'd still remember the delicious taste of Navia's.
I understand now. Then I will endeavor to make the most of this short yet fortuitous encounter.
We've got no wine with us, but let's still toast with water. In
Cheers! Hey, what are you doing?
May your travels go smoothly. May the Spina All set? Let's move out then. I asked some old acquaintances in town to make Adele's uniform, so we should be able to pick it up right away.
Time to go. Follow the wind.
Hey there, Ludovine. How's business lately?
The demoiselle of Spina de Rosula.
Nonsense. We all know what a talented businesswoman you are. Oh, and don't forget, she's the boss now.
My mistake, my mistake. I just got so used to calling her then. Are you here for the uniform?
Yep. I forgot to drop by.
I didn't expect demoiselle to...
Navia's always liked to take.
Hey, that's not the only reason I'm here. There are few things more uplifting than taking the first step on a new journey.
Boss has got a point.
Very well. Please, wait here while I...
Can someone remind Paimon again why Adele wants to join the Spina?
She hasn't given me any concrete reasons. All she says is that she really looks up to me. After we cleared her father's name, she became a lot more cheerful and outgoing. It's probably... She said she used to be terrified of Papa. But the Spina is very different now. Yeah, You could say that. She said that she wanted to become.
From the sound of it, she'll be a wonderful addition to the Spina.
I think so too. But for now, let's focus on giving her a great atmosphere to grow and thrive. She can commit to us once she's older, and can really make.
Is something up, Traveler? Huh? Tailing? Oh, Paimon.
I'll go check it out too. Coulter, please hold on to this for me.
All right.
Paimon saw them too! They headed up!
Stop right there!
We knew you were going to be difficult!
Seems like if we want them to talk,
Brothers, there's no...
umbrella warfare, I guess. This one's got your name on it. Feeling lucky? Fire! Well, with rocks. Yeah! Now, talk. Who are you?
Don't think we'll let you off easy if you keep silent.
How did it go, boss?
If you thought they stood... Anyway, stop playing tough and start talking. There won't be any room for negotiation.
We were looking to get... We were discovered. And can't...
Get revenge?
You actually know that name? But if you do, then surely you should understand...
Indeed. You haven't got the faint...
We were out drinking when we saw Navia. We got so angry we just... Too bad you guys messed up ours first. Huh? You're pretty sharp. But so what? We didn't do anything. And now it should be pretty obvious that we can't do anything to you. Seeing you like that just really ticked us off.
Listen, Callus is long dead. I am the current president of Spina di Rosula. I won't press charges for your attack.
I understand.
But if you so much as think about pulling something like this again, I won't be so lenient next time. Understood?
All right. We get it. Come on, let's go.
Are you sure it's okay to just let...
I don't want to inherit my If the other side is willing to talk,
I support boss's decision as well. The concept of an eye for an eye is a primitive...
Yes. Plus, we already know that they're strapped for cash. I still think we should keep an eye out for Romeo's folks, though. Then we could still have a fight on our hands.
Yeah, those guys definitely didn't look like big fans of yours.
I'd rather things not go that far, since... Though we haven't talked to each other...
Yep, that's how I feel as well. Anyway, it's getting late already. So why don't we stay the night, and I'll also ask someone to write Florent a letter and inform him of everything that happened here.
Do we have to stay in the Fleuve Sonda again? Even the pillows there smell like seaweed.
Sorry, that's just what happens when you live near water and don't get much sun. We can still go out in the evening for some grilled fish and drinks.
Huh. That does sound pretty cool. Okay, Paimon's on board now. Let's go. Paimon wants to sing too. the show begins.
Cheer!
Let's dance. Coming back here really does, if you think about it, it would be kind of weird if the Spina's base at the...
Total. Although, of course, with the continued growth of the Spina, he was a very ambitious man who rarely looked behind or...
And that's also why people...
All right. Why don't you go wait for me at the restaurant? I'll go do... You can use the same room as last time. You still remember the...
Yep. Kinda hard to forget when the...
Oh, did I just hear someone taking a dig at Fleuve Cendra? I'll tell my guys to stuff your pillows full of...
Oh, Paimon, sorry! Please have mercy, Navia. If you do that, then Paimon really won't be able to sleep at all.
I was just kidding. Be on your...
I'll protect us.
Hello? Are you asleep yet? Oh, no, not at all. I just figured that since... Wanna go fishing? I've got some...
Oh, so that's the prep you were talking about. Sure, we'll come.
Hopefully I didn't wake you or anything. Don't worry. You don't have to do any actual... Just think of it as keeping me company. Okay, let's go.
Adventuring underground is way more fun than I thought.
I'm imagining things, or is all this standing making me dizzy?
Brings a smile to my face.
You're toast!
Clouds high, the birds call, one with nature. To ashes! Wind strike!
How can you call this fishing?
What's...
But shouldn't fishing be all about, attentively watch?
Well, that's one way to enjoy fishing. What do you think, Traveler? Then, let's try regular rods next time.
Honestly, Paimon's mainly shocked at how much energy you still have at this.
It might just be something that runs in my family.
That's a thing?
I'm sure you'd get even sleepier if I delved more deeply into it. My father always had a lot of unrealistic expectations for me. But the more that he tried to get me to become... My mother never had those kinds of expectations, though. All the members of the Spina greatly respected her wish. So, can you imagine? Whenever my father wanted to scold me, no matter what Papa yelled, nobody else would say a word. Eventually, Papa must have recognized scolding.
Paimon would have never guessed.
Yeah. When I was young, I often thought that I could, but once I saw Malus come back wounded. I learned then that there's always a cost to making a mistake. The more you care, because if you do falter... Sorry. Basically, I was just saying that the nurturing atmosphere of the Spina, and if that's the only way that I can continue to feel her love...
Is that why you let those guys go today?
Mm-hmm. Although, maybe there's a part of... Hey, look! I think you've got some...
But why isn't the rod...
Oh, there must be something wrong with... We can't let it get away. Come on, you two. Let's
You want Paimon to help too? You didn't attach a hook to your line?
Stop wasting time! The boss ain't gonna wait all day! We'll go ahead with the operation tomorrow.
Well, your rod was missing a part.
Well, if we're just talking about the number of missing parts, sure.
All right. Go to... See? So how...
Paimon dreamt that she danced with the sea stars, so you could say it was... stealth, huh?
I didn't...
See? This guy gets it!
Anyway, let's head out. I'll arrange for a book.
Paimon hopes she'll really appreciate your...
I hope so too. Adele, we're back! We brought you a gift from the court, too.
Whoa! Thank you so much, boss!
Don't call her boss, okay, Adele?
Oh, it's all right.
It's been a while!
Oh, it's you two. I've heard that you also helped save all of Fontaine.
You're really amazing. And if Miss Navi is your friend, then she must be. What's in this thing?
Of course.
Oh, it's a spina.
Well, it's a gift for future you. When you first told me that you were in, but it's the Spina's responsibility to protect everyone as well. Being a member means becoming involved, so I turned you down then by telling you that you'll have to wait until you're old.
Oh, so that's it. Well,
But you can't really grow up faster by working hard.
Everyone, I'm really grateful that you remembered my dog. Thanks to the protection of the Spina.
Oh, it's the least we could do. As long as you live in Poisson, even...
Boss!
Huh? Is something up, Florent?
I've got something urgent to report. Romeo and his...
What?
It seems like they've been planning this for some time. We started but Romeo and his folks must have gotten wind as well. We investigated their tracks and found...
they have smartened up since we caught them red-handed at the court.
Seems like they've got no interest in sitting down and talking at all.
Sorry, I underestimated the situation.
On the hill to the east of Poisson, near the Clementine line.
They want to blow up the Clementine line?
Certainly sounds like it.
Romeo and his followers hate the Spina and everything to do with Callus. And if they manage to blow up the Aquabus line, all that...
Are they insane? There's tons of innocent people.
Yeah. If they've been planning, we have to issue an evacuation order to the townspeople and get them in...
Let's get everyone onto our ship. That should be the safe...
My dear partner, can I leave the Clementine? If the explosives do go off, not only would the people of Poisson be in danger, let's stop their insanity first. Then settle the score with them.
Leave it to us, Navia.
Let's go, you two. We've got to act fast. Miss Coralie, please take Adele to the ship.
Watch out, boss! What do you think you're doing, Coulter?
I thought all the annoying little...
You mean this was... Oh. I get it now.
Not quite. Though I share their positions on some... And that's because, out of the entire...
You better stick close to me.
Romeo promised me that he would leave Poisson, but it was like you were glued at the hip to that pesky trap. Romeo has lost his patience. I didn't have to be here today, you know, but I swore...
Why?
Only someone as clueless about... You never saw the heyday of Spina di Rosula, nor did you... But I saw it all with my own eyes. And it was all because Clementine died because of you. Callus died because of you.
So the shock and grief you showed us before.
Now you're catching on. I heard Malus was... Did you know? Down there in that blasted fortress, I spent a long... Back then, because of that Aquabus, we had a huge fallout. The years passed by in a blur after that. I thought, but then he died. And it was because of you again, Navia. It's always because of you. I once loved the Spina and Poisson more than anyone else. But what...
Don't listen to him, boss!
Have you ever considered that? Have you ever considered that? Maybe you only... Have you ever considered that? Maybe people don't stay in Poisson because of you.
Because if you do falter, there'll inevitably come a time when you'll have to face... Yeah, looking... But is that really what...
Shut your mouth! I don't know how to explain it.
I'm sure Mr. Malus would be You've somehow managed to pin the blame for every
Get out of the way, Florent!
You're gonna have to! Boss, there's no time for this!
Maybe you think you're being the realist, but the love that I felt from everyone, and even now, I will
Feeling lucky? Umbrella warfare, I guess. Ha! Yeah! This one's got your name on it. Fire! Well, with
rocks.
Watch out!
Watch out!
Fallen leaves, adorn my night!
Laurent, I'll leave the town. If you find any of Coulter's accomplices, I can't allow my partner to face the danger on the Clement.
Got it, boss. I'm on it. Are you okay, Navia?
I don't know.
Let's hurry up there. We have to protect the Clementine. If they're gonna blow up the waterway, they must have planted the explosion.
The wind knows me. Time to go. As one with wind and cloud, one with nature. The wind knows me.
These must be the explosives, right? And this is the control mechanism. Oh, Paimon's too scared to touch any of this stuff. Huh? There's a strangely shaped hole here. Oh, that certainly sounds possible. Okay, you take this side, Paimon will take the other. Oh, you found it! That's amazing! That should do it, right? Navi and Florent should be able to... Oh, you're right! They're gonna bury Priscilla!
Great work, partner. Just leave the rest to me.
Watch out, Navia! You can't block them all!
Block? I'm doing this the Spina way.
I heard from Thierry that even they're your enemies now. They were once a part of...
I have nothing more to say to them. Regardless of whether their hatred and anger towards me or the Spina was justified, anyone who's willing to endanger innocent civilians is no longer sane enough to even be worth trying to talk to. Please prosecute them in accordance to the law. Spina di Rosula will not raise any objections.
Sounds good. We're very appreciative of your help. With that, all right, this operation is a wrap. Take him.
We won, Navia! We saved everyone! And you were still...
Yeah. Luckily, we were just... It's probably because I expended too much
but you usually glow up whenever other people...
Boss, we managed to catch all the infiltrators in the town. Seems like Romeo really went all in on this mission. If he sent literally every...
Got it. That's good, at least. Coulter. I can understand how you feel. I am not callous. And I will also... But I will not change how I feel about our future. I will spend more of what the Spina earns on the betterment so that one day...
I know what you're trying to say. Mr. Callus, there are too many things in life that are just beyond our control.
Henceforth, you are no... But once you're discharged from the fortress...
Thank you, Navi.
As I thought. But
She is also... Thank you for protecting the Clementine line. I was actually really scared, you know. I mean, even the Callus line won't be getting... If I'd lost the Clementine line too, I wouldn't know how to live with myself. A name is a way to etch a memory onto the world. Losing the line that bears her name, that I can see every day. Seeing it still standing there, tall and...
What happened while we were gone?
just give her some time.
Thank you so much. Traveler, I want to ask you something. And please, tell me the truth. Do you really see me as your partner?
Of course.
That's good then. Hearing that, it brings me more relief than I can say.
How do you feel, Navia? Any better after taking a break?
I feel quite a bit better. But I should probably... Sorry, partner. I said some weird things earlier. I used to think that I'd never doubt myself. Coulter mentioned my parents. Do you think... they ever...
Don't think like that, Navia. You've already done more than enough. No matter what others think, we'll always support you to the end of the world.
Well, since it's ended up like this, there's something that I've been keeping from you as well, boss. Please, follow me.
Florent, I hope you can understand that...
Don't worry. This surprise will be a...
Why is everyone gathered here? And what's...
This was supposed to be a gift to you from everyone in the town. We were originally planning to but special times call for special measures. Well, if you're ready, I'll unveil the...
Papa. Mother.
We designed the look for Miss Clementine based on old camera records.
Wow.
It is indeed. To be honest, we decided on the... We only asked Boss to decide on a design, so...
How could we only have statues of Mr. Callis and Mrs. Clement?
Even though Boss is still young, we've all seen the work she's put.
We wanted to commemorate her contributions with a statue as well.
I don't know what Spina di Rosula was like.
With Navia around,
We're gathered here today to tell that we support you and believe in you wholeheartedly.
That's what we believe as well.
Thank you so much, everyone. This really is quite the... I never thought that I'd have the chance to stand next to my mother. Not even in my...